Hello friends, today we're going to be talking about how to decorate a vacation rental home. So what does it take to decorate a vacation rental home? By the end of this video, you'll have actionable tips to transform your vacation rental home into a welcoming, stylish retreat that outperforms all the others. Imagine higher occupancy rates and glowing reviews because your guests love the space that you've created. So stay tuned and learn how to make this happen. Have you ever wondered what makes certain vacation rental properties so irresistible? Curious about the little hacks that turn a decent vacation rental into an amazing one? I'm going to reveal the secrets to decorating your vacation rental property that makes your guests want to come back. And I'm going to do that first by talking about the essentials that you need. Secondly, we're going to talk about how area and location play a role in you decorating your vacation rental home. And finally, I'll discuss finishing touches and first impressions. If you're ready, let's go. So when it comes to decorating your vacation rental home, I think one of the most important things you can do is imagine that you're the guest and you're going there. And I also like to look at every single room to make sure that it has the essentials and it's decorated the right way. Because this video is covering how to decorate vacation rentals, I'm gonna breeze through the room basics because I feel that is important to know and understand, because if you don't have the basics in place, it doesn't matter how you decorate the home, those essentials are gonna be needed for guests to have a great time. So first off, let's talk kitchen and dining room. Essentially, you're going to need all the basics there, but you want to think through decorating the kitchen in such a way that it's inviting, that it's warm, and it's a place where a family would want to sit down and enjoy a meal together. The living room. Once again, imagine your family coming home from maybe exploring the day at a national park. You're tired, you want to relax. So hopefully the sitting area is comfortable, that there's maybe some sectionals. There's areas in that sectional that can recline. There's coffee tables. There's stands that they can put their drinks on with coasters. And obviously a nice TV, maybe a fireplace. And overall, you want that theme to be very inviting and relaxing and a place where a family could huddle together. Whenever I've bought a vacation rental property, when I've decorated the living room, I've always thought about how the family might be able to enjoy a movie together. And I think that sectionals, especially ones that have recliners in there, is a nice touch when you decorate the living room. So let's talk about bathrooms. I know the essentials are important, right? You want to have all the things in there that make it comfortable when somebody goes in there to utilize the bathroom or to take a shower. And once again, I think the decorating in that room should be clean, should be simple. And obviously you're going to want to have some of the color themes matching in the room, like the towels, maybe matching the paint on the wall, but having something that's cohesive that looks really nice, but also has all the basics. All right, let's jump into bedrooms really quick. Same thing. Imagine you're a guest, you're tired throughout the day, you want to come in, you want to relax in that bedroom. So some of the essentials that I've seen, obviously beds play a huge role, nice mattresses, but one thing that I think is a nice touch in a vacation rental home in their bedrooms is having lots of blankets, right? Some people like to sleep absolutely cool throughout the night. Others are going to want to be tucked in like a cocoon with lots of blankets on top of them. So having blankets on top of the bed, having nice pillows that make it look nice when you walk in, that type of decoration is important for first impressions when it comes to the bedrooms and the decor in those bedrooms. Now we can talk a little bit more about decorating your vacation rental property. And I think overall, when you think about decor within a vacation rental, I think simplicity wins out. I've been in some where it's been so busy that there's been so many things on the walls that it's actually hard to even focus and relax because your attention's being taken from one place to another. All of a sudden you walk in, you see this picture, this grabs your attention. Simplicity always wins out. And here's another important thing to consider when decorating your vacation rental home. Where's it located? If it's up in the mountains, you obviously want that decor to be more mountain themed versus anything else. If you have a beach property, you want them to feel like it's just an extension of the beach. Now, even within those properties, there are additional elements that should be considered, right? Even all beach properties aren't the same. A beach property in Oregon that has maybe a rugged coastline is so much different than a sandy beach property in Florida, right? And so you want to be able to think through that when you're decorating the home to match the location and area. Even though it's on the water, the coastline or the feel of that property is going to be completely different than another area on the beach. And the same thing with the mountains. If you're in the mountains where you're close to the Tetons or Yellowstone, that's going to be a little bit different than if you're in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I also feel it's really important in your vacation rental home when you decorate it is to have a theme. If you're decorating a vacation rental home that's close to the water, obviously having something with fishing or beach or maybe a nautical map, all those things might play a simple yet important role role in decorating the home. I remember one of the coolest properties I've ever seen on Airbnb was close to the Joshua Tree National Forest. And this property was themed with rabbits. Now that might seem weird, but it was called the Hare's House, H-A-R-E, and everything throughout that home was themed towards rabbit. The kitchen, the living room, the bedrooms all had something associated with rabbits and the things that rabbits like. And I thought that was really strange, but it's one of the few properties that I've ever seen on Airbnb that was booked almost every single night of the year. I think they had like a 99% occupancy rate. And when we bought our home in Florida, it wasn't a vacation rental property. And we actually invested a significant amount of money to theme it out. And the theme that we chose was Jurassic Park, right? When you stay at a vacation rental close to Disney and you show up at the home and it has a theme that's associated with Disney World, that's really going to stand out. We even went as far as having a mechanical velociraptor upstairs in the play area that if you push a button, it makes a growling sound. Now, we have got so many positive reviews from that. Matter of fact, our direct booking site is dynomitevilla.com. So everything associated with that home is about Jurassic Park. Now, there are individual rooms inside that might be themed Lilo and Stitch or Star Wars or Pirates of the Caribbean, but the overall theme of the place in the areas that you walk in and see is themed around Jurassic Park. And just touching on paint and color, I think having kind of a neutral palette is really important. You don't want really outrageous colors unless obviously that area might require that. I've seen some vacation rental homes, maybe in Costa Rica or in Portugal, that might have more bright colors because that's what the area is more like and that's what people resonate with. Speaking about that, I also think it's important when you decorate your vacation rental that it has a local vibe to it. A lot of times when you go to these different areas where you're vacationing, there is a vibe and there are things within that community or that area that you're vacationing that really stand out. Like when we go to Blue Ridge, obviously there's animals that are associated with that area. You get a lot of black bears in the Smoky Mountains, they see that too. So I see a lot of homes that actually have some of those wooden black bears on their porch or within their home, or maybe some of the pictures on the wall are associated with the local vibe and scene in that area. And I'm a big fan of supporting those. If you go to downtown Blue Ridge, you walk down there, you're gonna see shops that are selling decor for the homes that are up there, and I'm a big fan of supporting them. I'm also a big fan of having lighting, lots of lighting. If you have lighting on the outside, inside, it really brightens the home. It makes it feel more homey. When it comes to other furnishings, having white sheets, but decorating within the bedrooms with comforters or pillows add accents that I think are really special. And finally, let's finish up with some finishing touches and first impressions. You know, I went on a lot of sites and I was looking about decorating vacation rental homes and I saw a lot of people talking about having plants. The challenge with plants, obviously somebody has to water them or take good care of them. And I know there's different types of plants depending on where you live and the local vibe that I think can add some really nice things to the vacation rental that you're decorating. But I'd be interested in what feedback you've seen as far as like real plants or fake plants, but I know that they can add something special to the home. And another nice touch is when you're decorating a home, I think decorating it around the holidays, especially Christmas, can add something to the guest stay that they might not get anywhere else. And a lot of times when people are booking around the holidays, they're going there to spend the holiday or Christmas or as close to Christmas as they can get. So decorating it with Christmas trees and other themes that are themed around Christmas really make their stay special. And some of the coolest properties I've ever seen have had certain touches to them that really make them stand out. For Thanksgiving, our family went back to the Smoky Mountains and stayed at a vacation rental home there. And it was awesome. It was an A-frame with a nice wraparound desk. But when you walked in and you saw the kitchen, rather than traditional just normal chairs, they had swings hanging from the ceiling that you sat in those right at the counter when you were eating breakfast or lunch or dinner. It was absolutely cool. And then also a loft upstairs that you went up kind of a spiral staircase to get to. That also was cool because the master bedroom was up there and it really stood out. And finally, when it comes to decorating your home, I think first impressions are everything because they book your home based on the pictures that they see. And when they show up, put yourself in their mindset. They show up to your home, they open that door. What do they see? What's their first impression? And I think when they enter the code on the automatic lock and they open that door, you want them to say, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So having it inviting, having nice pictures, or having an area that they see that they're just absolutely blown away. Now, you've probably been to a few places where you've seen the pictures and you showed up and it wasn't the same, or you've seen pictures and it is exactly what they've shown on the websites where you booked the property. You know, we stayed last year at a place in Charleston that online, it actually looked really big and looked really cool. And when we got there, we opened the door and it was actually pretty small, but it was still cool. We loved the place that we stayed at, but when you walked in, the impression we got wasn't nearly as cool as the pictures we saw online. Matter of fact, my wife and I are looking to book a place in England for our 25th anniversary. And as I'm looking at these different pictures and places that we want to stay there, as we travel throughout the country, some of these look spectacular. So I would recommend when you decorate your home, I would look at some of the homes that have really high reviews and that you look at and you say, wow, that's amazing. And that's going to be one of the best things to help you get ideas for decorating your vacation rental home. Now, these are some things that I've seen, that I've done, but I'd be interested interested in your feedback, so please comment below. Let me know what you think. Let's engage in a dialogue. And as always, just for stopping by, I've got a vacation rental calculator where you put in all the data, the income, the expenses, and it spits out to you whether it's a good deal or not. And it's absolutely free. Just click on the link below, aaronsfreetraining.com. And thanks for stopping by. Have an amazing day.